What if you were able to see beyond the illusion? What illusion is that? The illusion of your mind telling you stories about how you feel. I've always advocated strongly for clarity. I think before we commit to any long-term direction, it's important we understand where we're going and why. But clarity is not about certainty. It's about how you move through uncertainty. Consider the difference between having a clear vision and simply having clear vision. A clear vision is great for motivation and calibration. But when I address clarity, I actually mean to say that you must be able to see clearly. It's a capacity you build through practice, not a static construct of your mind. We often get a little eager and perhaps greedy when we set our goals for how to have our way with reality. We think that what is needed is more detail. Think it, see it, articulate it, and make it real. But we do not possess the power and insight to manifest into the world something exactly as we imagine it, at least as far as I can tell. So what does it mean to see clearly in the context of navigating life? It means to understand motivation and emotion. First your own and then of others. And it means to keep your eyes open when things get a little rough. To feel your feelings fully with presence and awareness and never run from the signals you receive. Perhaps the most important questions we can ask ourselves, but rarely do, are why do I want what I want? What is at the root of my desires? And is the path I'm choosing truly the path I want to live? What am I feeling right now? And how does it all relate? And we can strengthen our impact on the world if we ask the same questions pointed at those around us. Why do they want what they want? What is at the root of their desires? And are they truly on the path they want to be on? What might they be feeling right now, and how does it all relate? On my last video, someone commented that life is a journey, not a destination. It's a cliché for sure, but it's also very true. And if we make our decisions based on a subconscious desire to get to some destination, we're almost certain to be disappointed with the path we end up taking. Most of us are driven by desires for wealth, health, and relationships. All good prospects. Nothing wrong with working towards those. But our perception is often distorted. I think most struggles of the mind, frustration, stress, and so on, is rooted in that lack of clarity. A distorted perception of desire, emotion, behavior, and how the world reacts. So, what's beyond the illusion? And am I seeing this clearly? What I'm trying to relay here is change is hard, especially once you've grown, you've become a man or a woman, and you're kind of set in your ways, the way you feel, the way you act and respond to circumstances. It's all part of a complex pattern that's installed in you. And when you make the conscious choice to say, no, I'm going to reinstall the software, I'm going to go on the journey of making my life something else than what it is, you are going to have to come up against a bunch of realizations around just how stubborn your patterns are. And that tends to set in motion a bunch of self-defeating thoughts and stories about your own inability to make change, to make the progress you want to make. And I think it's important if you are on that journey. I want to say, just to also clarify, no one has to do anything. Like, no one has to change. No one has to become the full version of their full potential or whatever. Like, I don't care, and neither should you. You do what you feel is meaningful in your life. But if you are on that journey, if you've chosen to say, no, what I grew up to be is actually not what I want for the rest of my life, I think it's important that we learn to see beyond how the mind and body responds to the challenge of breaking patterns. Because it is an illusion. All the thoughts and all the feelings that show up, they're not real. They're signals of a system being broken down, which you chose. That's a choice. We don't have to, but we can if we will. But if we make that choice, system's gonna, fight. So we have to learn to see beyond, to acknowledge all the thoughts and all the feelings and all the signals that come up that tell you you are not doing it right, you're going in the wrong direction, you're not disciplined enough, you are inconsistent, indecisive, whatever self-deprecating thoughts you have and stories that run your life in that mode. It's all an illusion. It's all just predetermined responses to breaking patterns. You don't have to listen. You have to see beyond. Stay in, control of the ship. It's such a weird thing, because both can be true. I believe that we have no control at all. Like, we are all just, an effect of the whole thing, and we get to experience it all along the way. I genuinely believe that. I also believe we have full control. And I don't know how to argue that I can believe in both, other than just to say, well, both can be true. And you probably feel that too, that things can, opposites can be true at the same time. I lost my train of thought here. It had to do with, if you choose to put yourself on that journey where you say, I'm going to break some patterns, I'm going to make this change and everything. That part of you that made that choice, it might be the part that feels the closest to what you would call soul or source or God or love or whatever right in this moment. And maybe in 5 years that will have shifted and you'll have a different perspective. But that part of you that made that choice and sees the meaning and the prospect in actually breaking patterns and changing your ways, changing life and creating a new reality, you have to stay in control of the ship. You have to steer the journey. You have to be okay with all the little things, all the little disturbances coming at you again and again and again. That part of you, you call it your center, has to stay centered. You cannot let all that stuff distract you. That's essentially what I mean when I say you have to build a capacity for seeing things clearly. So you have to stay centered, see and notice it all, feel it, but don't react to it. Don't fall for the illusion that all the thoughts that come up are actually true or important or worth paying attention to. They're not. See to the other side. See the truth of it. You've chosen a very, very complicated and challenging path. Gotta face the challenges, but you also just gotta see them for what they are. A big fucking scam of the mind. Okay, that's it. I got nothing more. I'll see you another time.